Hey everyone, how are you all doing today? I have a few announcements before I get into the actual story time. First of all, I will be releasing my mixtape on August 10th. 8, 10, 12, mark it down on your calendars. I am so excited. I've been working so hard and so long on this, and I can't wait to be able to give this to you guys for free. It's still in production at the moment, but it will be done and ready to download on August 10th. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to be having all of you download it, whether it's through MediaShare or SoundCloud or even DatPiff. I'm honestly not really sure, but I'll have it all sorted out by the time I release it. I will most likely post a YouTube video on August 10th, whether it's being a short commentary or a text video saying that the download link is in the description and blah 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 blah, but you guys will all know where to download it, whether it's through YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, etc. This has been my main priority for a while. That's why I haven't been releasing a new RuneScape rap battle of history, and I most likely won't be until after the mixtape is released. I'm sorry about that, but honestly, I really want to get this out before the summer ends. Sadly, mine ends in exactly a month. I know it's ridiculous. I don't want to go back to school, but, you know, life goes on. But anyways, the mixtape is my #1 priority at the moment, and then I will make other videos. Obviously, I will still be making my commentaries every week. That will not be changing, but this is my #1 priority. Also, after the mixtape is released, I have a contest set up. Probably August 11th or August 12th is when you guys will find out more about it. But yeah, stay tuned for that, obviously. And also, if you want to read more about the mixtape, the track list, the title, etc., any other information about it, you can check out my blog post about it in the description below. I will put it right down in the description, and you guys just have to click it and read it. If you guys are excited about the mixtape, if you want to read more about it, then just check that out and read all about it. So that's really it for the mixtape. August 10th is when it's going to be released. I'm super excited. I hope you guys enjoy it. I really hope that a lot of you download it and listen to it and enjoy it. But anyways, moving on. Right now I'm killing Abyssal Demons. You guys are probably like, why are you killing Abyssal Demons? You're killing random monsters all the time. This isn't even your Slayer task. But I am head hunting still. I finally got my Kurask head, if you guys have been following me for that long. And yeah, I finally got the Kurask head. After 2,975 Kurask kills, I finally got the head. It took way too long, but finally I got it. Now I'm moving on to the Abyssal Demon one. I've killed a lot of them. I'm really not sure how many I've killed. I really don't know a good way to keep track of it, but I've killed a lot, even through Slayer. I have, let's see, right here, I've got 16.6 mil Slayer XP, and that's a lot, and I've killed a lot of Abyssal Demons throughout my time. I camped them back in the day, and I've never gotten a head. I have 5 whips at the moment from Abyssal Demon drops, at the moment just camping them, and I have no head yet, so hopefully I'll get that, and then after I just have to get the Calphite Queen one, and then I'm officially done with head hunting. I'll have them all. So anyways, that's what I'm doing in game recently. So this is what I'm going to be doing in the commentary. You really don't have to watch just me killing Abyssal Demons. You can just listen, but once again, you can watch me kill Abyssal Demons. So anyways, let's go on to the story. Now, I really like being able to put on Twitter or Facebook that I am making a story time on blank, and you guys suggest, different topics to me. And I really appreciate that because it really shows what you guys want to hear and some experiences you want to hear or witness or anything like that. And I like that a lot. So whenever I post story time on blank, feel free to respond on Twitter and Facebook. I post it both on Sunday before the story time. If I already have a story time like topic, I will not post that because I will not need a suggestion. But if I do post that, feel free to go at it and hopefully have your idea suggested so you can hear your story time that you want to hear. And it was between 2. I posted it yesterday and I had 2 responses. A lot of people responded to both of these. And it was my best party experience or my craziest party experience and my first job. And I thought those were both very good topics, but I mean the first party or craziest party story is kind of like too cliche. I mean, I guess anyone knows about that story already, like, oh, you see the people making out, you see, people selling weed and drugs and drinking and alcohol, and the cops split it up in the end. So I really didn't think that would make for a good story. I mean, I have a good party story, but I don't think it would be as good as the first job story. I actually have like a story behind the first job, and I have like kind of a life lesson for it. But anyways, I chose the first job. So this is my story time, my first job. Now, my first job was working at my dad's bowling alley. We own a bowling alley, yes, and my first job was a porter, which if you don't know what a porter is, it's someone who cleans up the tables, it's someone who cleans the bathrooms, it's someone who just does all the cleaning pretty much. It's kind of like the bitch of the bowling alley. So anyway, I was the porter, and I did it for the first 2 years for free. I didn't work for any pay. I wasn't on the books or anything like that. And I worked completely for free because I am an only child, and I usually get for the majority what I want. I just ask my dad, and I'll be able to have it. I'm not spoiled. I don't ask for ponies or stupid nonsense stuff like that. But I get what I want and when I need it, especially if it's important. So I'm very thankful for that. So I decided to help out my dad's bowling alley for 2 years for free, absolutely no pay, and just continue living my life. I felt it was necessary because he's done so much for me. I thought I would be able to give back by working 2 years for free. And then once I hit like my 11th or 12th year in high school, I decided that I really wanted to get paid so I can buy clothes or stuff for myself, and that's when I started getting paid. But anyways, my first job was the bowling alley, obviously. I've never really worked on the books. I've always worked for my dad or for the bowling alley or something like that. So I really never had a job on the books or anything, or a job interview. I usually just landed with the job at my dad's bowling alley, and it was no big deal after that. But anyways, I was the porter, which I already explained earlier what the porter was, and I had to do all the cleaning stuff and all the nonsense stuff. And anyways, there was one time where I'm working on the first job. I mean, my job was awesome. I mean, I really had freedom. I could text sometimes. I could take breaks and have a snack break or eat lunch or stuff like that. It wasn't a bad job at all. I mean, I would work, whenever my dad needed help. But, I quit because now I don't have to work because my dad said, all you have to really worry about is college. And, as long as you're getting good grades, you don't have to get a job. You don't have to work. You don't have to work or help out at the bowling alley. Everything's fine. Just get good grades. So, I'm just fulfilling that right now, and I really am not working at all. But back in 10th grade, I have an experience that I'd like to share with you guys. Now, it was one night, and we have 2 bathrooms in our bowling alley. We have one bathroom all the way in the back, and then we have one bathroom in the bar kind of area. And I'll never forget that, my head mechanic, or the head guy who, runs the bowling alley, probably the manager, I would say, this guy Joe, he said, Lee, go clean the bathrooms, restock the toilet paper, clean the floors and whatnot. And I was like, okay, no problem. It was the usual thing, he just wanted me to do it. And I did it. I did the first, the back bathroom first, and nothing was, wrong, nothing out of the ordinary. And I go into the bar bathroom, and I go into the guys first. I clean it, just obviously a mess. Guys are sloppy and shit. But then I go into the girls' bathroom, and I saw something that I never, ever wanted to see, or never imagined myself seeing in a million years. But I went into the woman's stall. Obviously, I knocked first before, I didn't see any women in there. I'm not trying to be a pervert. I just, I knocked, no one was in there, and I went in, and I went into the stall, and all I saw everywhere was period blood. All over the floor, the toilet seat, it was disgusting. There was a used tampon with blood all over it in the toilet, and I hate being graphic right now. I am so sorry that half of you are probably throwing up to the side of your computer right now, because that is disgusting, and I actually saw this. It was just all over the place. It was literally like someone got stabbed up the vagina and just spewed out blood everywhere, and I just didn't even know what to do. I just kind of like shrugged and just like, I just put my head, I literally shook my head, and it was just so disgusting. I never thought like a human person could just spew out like that kind of blood from that area and just be perfectly like, they left. They didn't even like say that there was a problem, or oh, I made a mess in the bathroom, can someone clean it up? They just left it there, and that's like so ratchet. Like, that's, you don't do that. You got to tell someone that you just did that or something. I mean, that's disgusting. You didn't even try to clean it up. There was just blood everywhere. They didn't even flush the tampon. Like, what kind of disrespectful shit is that? Anyways, I tell Joe, I go back and I go, Joe, I cleaned all the bathrooms, but in the woman's bathroom, there was a big accident. And he goes, what are you talking about? I was like, well, a girl had her period all over the floor. And he goes, oh, have fun with that. And I was like, are you kidding me, Joe? And he's like, yeah, have fun. And I was like, oh, he's like, don't forget to wear gloves. And I was like, oh my God, he's not even going to help me with this. So I put on gloves. I got a bunch of towels. I got, all these like, sponges and squeegees and stuff, and I had a clean period blood off the floor, off the toilet, and that was the most disgusting kind of feeling in the world. I felt like I needed to take 18 showers after I did that, because it was ridiculous, and I could never ever make up a story like this. This was probably the worst experience ever of working at the bowling alley. In about 4 years of working there, that was the only problem I've ever had, like, with the job, and that was the one just most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. And wow, I can't even like express how gross it was to you guys. It was just vile. It was disgusting. I'd rather have rolled around in a sewer for about an hour than clean up that for like 25 minutes, because that was just disgusting. It was literally cleaning someone's period blood off of the floor, and I was just so disgusted and grossed out. Oh man, it was really bad. But my first job wasn't bad at all. It was my dad's bowling alley. I helped out. I delivered food, I cleaned tables, I brought beer glasses back to the bar, I cleaned the bathrooms and everything like that. That was my first job ever, and it was pretty much my only job ever. I really haven't had to work much in my life like that. You know, I've helped out, like I said, for 2 years for free at the bowling alley, and then I worked for pay for 2 years, and now I'm in college, so I really don't have to work. But it was just crazy. Like, that's the one thing I remember about, you know, my job that will stick with me forever. That was an experience that I just can never get rid of, and I'm really pissed that I can't get rid of it because it's so disgusting. But yes, that happened, and it was the worst thing ever. I've never had any problem with that, and my bowling alley is normally clean. Just that happened, and you got the ratchet people that come in every now and then and just do that. And I was shocked. I mean, it was like a crime scene. I literally walked into a crime scene and I didn't know whether to report the person dead or alive. It was disgusting. It was really just gross, and I was skeeved out. But anyways, that was my first job, and that was the grossest thing that happened within my job. I thought that would make for a good story because that actually happened, and I'm still to this day in shock that someone could do that and not even notify someone that that happened or that there's a mess in the bathroom. They literally just like left and continued bowling like nothing was going on. So I'm kind of upset that the person didn't notify anyone, and I'm more upset that I had to clean it up myself. But you know, life goes on, and obviously I lived and I learned, and I pretty much learned that if girls have periods on the floor, wear a lot of gloves and get a lot of towels and clean it up really good because it's disgusting. But yes, you know, when you have a job, obviously there's going to be some things that you don't like to do and some things that are disgusting, and you know, there's always going to be some problems at work. So my advice to you guys, whoever have a job right now or whoever is going into the job market, get a job where you enjoy what you do, and there's always going to be some problems, whether it's the boss, the people, the customers, you know, who knows, you know, whatever it is. Just keep up with it and just keep doing it, because there's going to be bad times, just like cleaning up period blood from the floor, and you're going to hate them, but they make for really good stories in the future. So definitely just put up with it, deal with it, and do what you like to do. Definitely get a job where you enjoy yourself and where you're happy working. Don't get somewhere miserable, because if you're in a place that you're miserable and then you clean up period blood, you're just going to be even more miserable. At least I was in a happy environment and I was happy with what I was doing, and then I had to clean up blood, so I was kind of just like in a shitty mood for that day, but everything was okay. So definitely when you have a job, or if you're looking for a job, get something that you like doing, and any crazy things that happen make for a really good story in the future. So just stick with it and keep a good attitude, keep it positive. But anyways, that's all for the story time. That's my first job and my most disgusting thing that I had to do on the job, and I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. Make sure you comment below your crazy stories of your first job or what your first job actually was, and I will read them and check them all out. I hope you guys enjoyed the story time, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Later, everyone.